Hello, YouTube, and welcome back in. We're making some progress, finally. Finally. Especially since my salt levels have decreased, which is good. Too much salt is not good for you. Alright, so let's see. We're working all of these tiles. Why are we not working that? Well, yeah, work that tile. Work that tile. Don't know why you wouldn't. Don't really need to work this. I'll chop out for that. Something like that. Russian military score? Yeah, it's pretty scary. Pretty scary indeed. Alright, I want to go here for the next governor title. So that Moksha can start to have double promotions for our religious units here. And I may not wind up waiting till 10,000 faith like I normally like to. We'll see what happens. I can convert Alex pretty easily. And Genghis too, but obviously Russia's a problem. Alright, so into theocracy we go. Don't need this now. We're no longer under attack. I'm going to keep discipline on just for a second. 10,000 faith until I start converting other civs? Typically, yes. Although I may not wait that. Hey, Harald, thank you so much for the full year. Speaking of year support. Wow, we must have made some friends last year, huh? Around this time. Thank you very, very much. Welcome back into the shop. Good to have you here. How quick is the AI at winning Deity? I've seen them win around turn 250. Yeah, there are two other players. We don't know who they are. Isn't that great yet, but I need as much faith gen as possible. Again, had we known we were going for a pure religious victory, I probably would have just taken Earth Goddess. Would have been a better choice, I believe. Don't want to chop the jungle here. We'll also get another governor title here. That's good. Well, thank you very much. Four of 7 housing. Magnus is here. Suppose we could chop out. I'm looking to get to 10 pop everywhere is basically our goal now. So that simultanean does work. What tier 1 and 2 plaza buildings? Haven't done anything yet. We abandoned the Matterhorn map, unfortunately. All right, so now we promote Moksha all the way up. And we all have patron saints. So apostles and warrior monks trained in the city will give 1 extra promotion when receiving their first promotion. If you are going to do anything with warrior monks, and I highly recommend that you don't, you have to get to this promotion before even considering faith buying them. So build our mosques. That's an option. We will certainly want audience chamber at some point. But I think I want to get more builders for the time being. Are warrior monks that bad? Yes. On Deity, yes. These guys are scary. They could actually take out these units. And they're bad for a lot of reasons. The fact that they don't upgrade to anything is pretty bad. The fact that they need promotions is pretty bad to be even like remotely viable. All right, we can just have this dude chill. What are you doing? Where are you from? Down here, maybe? That would be problematic again. The game, it's just me versus the barbs. So this will be era score. So converted there again. Friendship here. I want to re-up. No, Mammy. No, they can't. Buy an Inquisitor here to Zona control them. I can't buy it now. We're Eastern Orthodox. I already took the cheaper apostles. We have Holy Order and mosques, which are the two things that you want. Swap that. Again, I'm looking for housing and growth. I want to get to 10 pop in all of our cities. So this can be something else. This could be theirs. I guess it's just better to build this here, and then that isn't a theater square, which is okay. Actually, double farm here is not bad. Grab a couple more Inquisitors here, I think. Am I wearing pink? No, I'm wearing purple. It's a Twitch shirt. Yeah, nothing's wrong with wearing pink. Warrior Monk should be able to airbend. I actually just recently started rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like this weekend, I was like, you know what? I want to watch. Yeah, I agree. I think that would be cool if warrior monks like became crusaders and then had like they became like I don't know, Jesus. Dude, I highly recommend watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, the series, not the movie. The movie's terrible. Yeah, it's super good, super worth it. Yep. Yeah, we have all the expansions and DLCs for this, for sure. Shark. Can Barb destroy religious units? I believe so. Look at that. Look at that defeat. That's brutal. This is why we just chill. Nice. Yeah, the DLC makes it feel really good. It's an excellent game in its current state. Very polished. Very good. Is the Avatar series good? What's it on? It's excellent. It's one of my favorite series ever. And it is on, I think you have to buy it. I think I at one point I bought it. It was on Amazon or something. Colosseum to Peter. So, can you grab that? Yes. There we go. All right, dealt with that. That's good. Fatba Biker, thank you so much for the brand new Prime sub. Welcome on in. So good to have you here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's on Netflix in the UK. Oh, nice. That's pretty sweet. I like that. Just getting farms everywhere. They can only get up to 9. Again, I want them to get up to 10 housing. So got a bit of a ways to go here. Hey, Sai. Yeah, you'll love it. Lots of new mechanics to get used to, just so you know. With the DLCs. I don't hate that, House. I don't hate that at all. I don't hate it. I don't either, Unsung. Governors seem a little confusing. Yeah, you'll get it. They're not too bad. Basically, go Magnus first. Go Magnus into Provision. Chop things with Magnus. Have that city build your settlers. Pingala is very good. If you're going for a religious victory, you do need Moksha. I like one promo of Liang for extra builder charges. I'm worried. Anything live action that was once a cartoon worries me, Adarsh, like a lot. I mean, first time in the channel, I got a lot of questions on how to get better, more in depth with games. You have any suggestions where to look? Ask away, my friend. We can answer any and all questions. We can help. A great place to ask questions is actually in our Discord. And like I will tell most people, I think the best way to learn the game is just by following along. So I have years and years of Civ 6 content up on my YouTube. So if you just kind of want to see it, you can kind of jump around, skip around, figure out what works for you. But yeah, we kind of pride ourselves in being a learning based Civ community. So this is a good place for you if you want. What do I think the best way to play Poundmaker is? Poundmaker. Best way to play Poundmaker is kind of anything. He's pretty flexible. You can kind of just do what you want. He has a strong early game. Should be able to get era score, or yeah, enough era score to get like golden ages and things. Need more farms. I'm just gonna keep going with builders. Thanks, man. Well, welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay here. Gentleman Crook. Welcome in. Thank you for the Prime. Appreciate you. Welcome on in. Am I a fan of Gathering Storm? Yeah, I think Gathering Storm's great. What if we go start spreading up here? I don't hate that. Got enough defense. Actually, this guy can come over here and reconvert. How am I building mosques and Watts? So the Watt is available to build here in this city because it has Eastern Orthodoxy. So if I decided that I wanted the Watt, I could go ahead and get it. I will sometimes do that with like synagogues because they just have a higher raw faith generation than like the mosque. And really, with your mosque, you really only need the one city to have it. But this is how to like efficiently build your religion if you're going for a religious victory. Holy Order and mosques are a pretty key part of it. But yeah, if someone else had like synagogues, for example, you could grab those in every city but the one where you want to get your units out of. So yeah, and that's available to me because that city's Eastern Orthodoxy. And if I get the Watt and then reconvert it, I'm still stuck with the Watt. Yeah. Yeah, this is one of the most painful Civ 6 games I've played. So we named our religion Tamar Let. Because it hurts. I'm going to do that. Make them continue to use their charges here. It's much more efficient for me to flip back cities using my Inquisitors and have them waste all of their charges on it. I think that's the way that we want to do things. I need a builder down here. So we're Eastern Orthodox again. We can kind of keep playing this game. And I'm going to start converting Alex with these two dudes. Am I ever actually getting this city? I don't know. I don't know. There's another mosque coming. Why is it showing district icons on unimproved tiles? Because that is where I want to build them. So planning is a huge part of getting good at Civ 6. And so mapping out where your wonders and districts will go, as well as like specifically your government plaza, and trying to maximize your adjacency bonuses because of that, will help you get better and win the games faster. If I could only play the civs from one row in the TOTS order, which are we picking? If I could only play... So what's the best row of the TOTS order? What is the best row of the TOTS order? I think it's this. You get Peter, you get Christina... Mapuche can be fun, although not overly powerful. Unfortunately, you're saddled with Spain, but I like Catherine. Ottomans can be fun. Congo are fun. Matthias is fun. I think I like row 4. We're currently in row 3. Next is Genghis. Yep. So actually, this is part of the base game now. If you just go here, map tax. Firaxis very lovingly acquired people that were making these awesome ones, because these were all the default ones, and they weren't fantastic. But now you can pin, and you can actually mouse over this and see all the district information and stuff too, which is super, super nice. But yeah, you get all the, you can plan your wonders and districts and things accordingly. Is there a mod or way to ensure that your starting locations for your civs align with their specialties? Like Dido starting coastal or Mali starting in the desert. So there's already what we call start biases involved in a lot of them. And if you look at my ranks, I've given you as much information as I can. So this is how I feel about the civs overall, specifically as it pertains to Deity. But if you go into ability breakdown, there is a spot for start bias. And if there is a start bias, like for Nubia, for example, she has a desert and mine resource. I don't like that because desert is generally bad, but mines are generally good. So like that's a -1 for me, but it just shows you what it is. So like Catherine has a river start bias. They're not always super strong, so there's really no guarantee that you'll hit it. But you can at least look at what those start biases are here if you're interested. Yeah, with Mali, I'd probably suggest making the game dry. And no, I'm not running any mods. No, we're not going to do Terra for Coupe later. Although I do want to finish that one game we started on New Year's. Okay, we don't want to get rid of... We don't want to chop these woods. They're actually helping our holy site by giving us +1 adjacency. So we don't want to do that yet. This one we could chop. That I don't mind. So again, just one little Inquisitor charge flips him right back. Wastes all his. He's just spinning his wheels over there trying to convert me, which is a good thing. And then we have max level Moksha for Patron Saint, so we could start amassing units if we want. Oh, they're fine. You want to peep into my religion? Sure. Choral music, holy order, and mosque. And I don't find the final... If we need the era score, we'll get our final belief. But other than that, I won't be going for it. I don't think it's super useful. Do I always? I will almost always chop. Okay, so there's a couple. This is a good question. So Living Food asks, one thing I really never get is when to chop and when to save woods for lumber mills. If woods aren't used for adjacency bonuses, do you always chop? Most of the time. Most of the time I am chopping. And is it Kavus? Kavusu? Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. It's good to have you here. So, couple situations where I want to be careful about my chops. As a rule, if stuff is on a hill, I like to chop it and put a mine there. You get the production and yields from the chop, and then you get a nice productive tile in the mine afterwards. If your city is quite flat and has some flat woods and rainforests, then you might want to leave those to lumber mill those as well, just because you want enough workable quality tiles. So if you're lacking hills, that's a situation where you wouldn't necessarily want to chop. You don't want to chop if they're being used for adjacency bonuses, and you don't want to chop if you care about appeal. Woods give +1 appeal to the surrounding tiles. So if you're playing with something like Earth Goddess, or if you care about like seaside resorts and national parks, you might not want to chop woods just blindly. But other than that, I'm chopping woods in most of the time. My man. Shark Alligator, thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. Just a couple shy of 9,000 now. Thank you very much for the support. How are my holy sites so strong? We've just had the mountains and things for them. So I mean, this is the whole district. Keep in mind. But this one is +1 for the mountain, +1 for the 2 woods, and then we'll eventually have +1 for a district triangle, which we should actually lock in at the moment. And then basically you want to get to +3, which this one will now be for simultaneum. For half of it. But we also need to get them to pop 10. I don't know, dude. That is one of the most frustrating games of Civ I've ever played. For sure. All right, let's get a Pingala now. Pingala up here, I think. Yeah, no, that would be way too much for an adjacency bonus. It's the whole district. The whole district. All right, we could ally with him. I really don't want to get sucked into wars, though. Unfortunately, not much else here in the Civic Tree does anything for us. We're just kind of waiting for our Faith per turn to kick on and have enough to really make a go at converting the world. Trying to get that city to grow. Let's go ahead and build their mosque, and eventually we'll get other things. I don't really want to be buying tiles. Get up to 9 housing here. I actually do need the audience chamber soon. Want farms here. Can get up to 10 housing. We can get all the way up to 10 housing here. That's good. Let's go ahead and get the cotton then. I don't think that was a scam, Adarsh. I'm pretty sure she got kicked off Insta. And yeah, I think you're spreading some fake news there, friend. Or at least the intention of what she's doing I don't think was bad. I think she's actually giving it to the fires. Yeah, I don't think she was doing anything nefarious, is what I want to say. All right, I think our government's fine where we're at. Yeah, serfdom. I like that. We're good. Seems good. Don't take me, please. Okay. Don't care. Oh, do I have to vote? I don't want to. What's the overall strat in buying tiles? You find yourself buying a lot of tiles when you found a city? Yes, indeed. So let me talk about that. So buying tiles is usually a good source of money. That's why our first ever emote was this very cobbled together tile buy emote, because I'm sort of famous for buying tiles. If we vote on the emergency, we get pulled into the war, and I don't want that to happen. I don't want to commit my resources to defending. But so we have a tile buy emote, and that's because yes, you will find yourself buying tiles when you're settling new cities. That's why that in most situations, as soon as you settle a city, lock in a district if you have it available. That'll save you production in the long run, and then also start with a monument. Starting with a monument, giving that city culture. Culture is the resource that helps your borders grow more quickly. And so most of the time when you settle a new city, I'm giving it a monument so that they can actually work out, get some tiles. And I'll often say the term initial tile quality. And what I mean by that is like settling a city here, it has decent initial tile quality because you'll have a 2-2 base, but then also like actually it's not that good of initial tile quality. It only has the 1. Like this city would have a little bit better because you'd have 2 2-2s. So that's a little bit better. So you want to settle cities, especially early on, that kind of don't need you, that don't need your help to get good, as it were. So like settling a city here in the long run is probably fine, but in the short term, it starts with really weak tiles. So like that city will need some babysitting to get going, or just take a really long time to get going. And depending on which number, if that's city 2 for you, that's not a great second city. If it's city 7 and you're at the point where you can give it some resources, then that's no problem. But yeah. So hopefully that helps. What's more important, tiles or fresh water for housing? Fresh water. Fresh water for sure. That's next to a theater square. I'll probably eventually get rid of that, but again, I don't want to get political, Adarsh, but I don't think that people that sell nudes are disgusting. I don't think there's any problem with that. I don't have a problem with it anyways. Yes, agreed, especially with the latter part of that. As long as it's amongst consenting adults, I don't really care what you do. Let your freak flag fly, as it were. Would you go for with a freshwater to block a player early on? You could. I would make sure that that city can at least get an aqueduct. But most of the time, I think settling off freshwater is a bad choice. Oh, we can start St. Basil's down in the southern city. I should have done that a while ago. And I do actually need a builder here more than anything. I do want the watermill eventually, but I need housing first for them to keep growing. I don't think so. I disagree still. I think that's a clever way to raise a bunch of money for a cause that matters. But that's just my 2 cents. All right, get up here, convert. All right, I want this farm for the cap, so I am going to buy that. Speaking of buying tiles, it will also improve this one, which is good for them. I think no, okay, we're done. We're done with this conversation. Otherwise, I'm going to get on my high horse and it's going to derail the whole thing. So we're done. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Dudette. But I would like to be done with this topic, please. It's just it would take me derailing my entire stream and talking for a half hour to explain how I felt about it, and I don't want to do that. Can you provide an overview on citizen management? Just like what you should be doing with citizens. You want to be food is good until you hit your housing caps. Food early on isn't super valuable because you're likely going to lose a bunch of population in your expansion phase, with like settlers and stuff. But basically, as long as you're not at your housing, I don't mind you working a bunch of food. But beyond that, production is king. Yeah, so please just again, when I say let's not get political, don't then bring up topics that are inherently hot button political issues, please. Please and thank you. Oh, I chopped this. No, there wasn't a jungle there. I chopped these jungles. That's fine. We don't really care. Like, this is still a really nice campus if we want to go ahead and get it. I'm going to chop here for population. Is there a point where you stop adding housing? Yes. Typically, cities growing past about 10 pop are not super good. Like, they don't do enough unless you desperately need districts, or if you're shooting for a super productive, like, Ruhr Valley city, something like that. So yeah, so past like 10 pop, I really wouldn't worry about it too much, Brizzy. Hello, Latex. Quit lurking. What's the difference between marathon and online speed? Marathon's super slow, but we're playing on normal speed. Online is super fast. You can always tell what speed you're on based on the total turn timer here. So at 500, you can tell that this is just standard speed. What we're doing is a deity marathon where we're playing all the different leaders, and that's the marathon part of it. How do you cease housing but keep people happy and stable? So you can actually use these buttons in a city like this. And I can tell it to grow, focus growth, by clicking that button. I can also tell it to not grow by clicking that button and avoid food tiles. So if you really want to get specific about it, once you hit pop 10, you can turn this off. But usually I let the default go and let them grow. Hmm. 7 of 9 housing. I do need to get these districts at some point. I think it's better to get the districts actually than the mosque. Ever try anything other than online? Is it easier? I'm told that marathon is incredibly hard because of the bonuses that like the deity AI gets. But if you're not playing deity, I would assume that a quicker game is easier, or that a quicker game is harder, and that a marathon game is easier. But I don't really know. I really don't play on much else other than standard. His proselytizer charges. I kind of hate to waste them, but I almost don't mind this guy like getting back into the queue. Deity online struggling a lot. Yeah, I think it's probably easier on standard settings, but I'm not totally sure. Again, I don't have a ton of experience with like not playing on standard. Let's see what we can chop down here for St. Basil's. I don't really care if we get it. It's just kind of how this game is going. All right, 8 of 10. No problem. Thanks for the questions. Happy to answer. I could do this. No, better there. Okay. Couple more builders, I think. I played much multiplayer, not a ton. I like multiplayer games. I think that it changes my stream enough that I don't get to focus on you guys and answer questions and do what I like to do as a streamer. So I don't tend to play a lot of multiplayer, although there have been times where we've played fairly regularly, like on the weekends and whatnot. No, you cannot swap a tile with a district in it or a wonder. Georgia the country. What is this? Siege tactics. Renaissance tech. Fizzymon, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I've played the game a lot. You know what's amazing is as much as I've played it, I still learn stuff about the game all the time, which is pretty awesome. A testament to how cool the game is. All right, let's go apprentice and then up to military tactics. That'll help our production. All right, so we have our districts making this, so I just need them to grow up to 10 housing. I could also get a market here real quick. I think I want to go for more builders. And I think I'm actually going to buy this. Oh, we're going to get it next turn. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Shred. Exactly. Making lots of farms for lots of housing. So now we're at 8 of 10, so they can actually grow there, which is good. Kind of a waste of a proselytizer there, but we're starting to spread it a little bit. Probably wait a good while, get at least a few thousand more faith before we go anywhere. Chop. 8 of 10. Beliefs of my religion are choral music, holy order, and mosques. Okay, 8 of 10. Watermill would be somewhat useful. I think I would rather start to get our buildings here. We're going to go for the audience chamber to improve our cities that have governors in them. Could also go start exploring. That's the thing we need to do. Yeah, I'll come give them another farm over there. Russia's still hanging around. Hey, now. 2 citizens lost. That's not good when I'm trying to grow. 6 damage tiles. Just wrecked the city. Holy butts. Playing Arabia yesterday, I had a great run with Jesuit. I really have been wanting to get a great Jesuit run in. But it's so difficult to do. This is yours, right? Oop. There you go. There you go. That's 2 good tiles. And again, because this tile has culture on it, that will help their border expansion, which is nice. So we're just kind of biding our time. Waiting for our faith to accumulate. I haven't chopped any farms. We just got flooded, so it destroyed some of our farms. It was windy here last night, Zhao. Do walls? No, you're remembering Civ 1, Mav. Dams protect against floods. And that is about it. Need to chop all the things here. Per river. Per river. So do I want to send some units out? Finish converting Alex? Actually, I think I do. So let's go ahead and reconvert here. I'm going to go ahead and grab 2 apostles, one of which is going to evangelize my beliefs. We'll finish off our religion. Because if I'm able to spread some over here, we can get some extra economy.
Without mathematics, there's no...
I can't believe we lost all that pop. That hurts. Sure soon. Let's go get our markets now. I want this city to grow. So now 8 turns to growth. I have not, Shred. So we do have one spread. I'm just going to go ahead and pop it for evangelize. I don't really want any of these beliefs anyways. So let's go ahead and do that and grab our final thing here. So this really only starts to take place when we are spreading our religion. Like basically all of these are somewhat weak beliefs. Tithe is okay. You get a little extra gold for it, especially if you're not spreading your religion. And then like pilgrimage, cross-cultural dialogue, and world church only work if we are converting other civs to our religion. Pilgrimage is the one we want, so that as we convert civs, we get even more faith economy. You could make an argument for other ones, but meh. Something like stewardship, I rarely find this to be useful. It's only 1 science and 1 gold. It never gets you never get to increase that with policies or anything like that. So it's just kind of a static little bonus. And I like pilgrimage for a faith race, as we're doing here. So there's our 3 era score for that, and if we can just get to 100, we'll finally get a golden age in the age in which we probably it won't matter, right? Because the whole point of her ability is that you get to have extra era score for the following era, and I don't think we're going into another era after the next one. So Vanilla Tamar, nailing it. If you're watching over on YouTube, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you all in the next video.